I want the Kipper cards. They're a little bit different than tarot, but I want them for this particular reading.
And Stephanie said hydrate.
Yes, I will. All right. A little bit of water. And for Stacey. What I'm getting is something that you're involved with. It's a little bit of shady business. Now, this is something where there was unexpected income. This is from somebody that had wealth, but they had, it's embezzlement is coming through. But you inherited a chunk of this from whoever this embezzler person was. This person was deceptive in about how they did things. You were connected to this person. I think you were actually the daughter of this person. They had high honor. You knew the grift or the shifty shadiness that this mature man had, and the unexpected income went your way. It's like it feels like they embezzled money that they shouldn't have taken, that they got out of it. They did something they got reward for, high honors, high money, high value for. They sent it your direction, so they saved something as far as that goes. Like maybe they saved face a little bit, but it's like they tried to shift it to you so they wouldn't have to account for it. That's really bizarre. Okay. What else are we getting here? Describe the writer. This is an accountant. This is somebody that cooked the books, as they would say. Cooked the books, did the treasury for somebody. Communal living, this is where you were sent away. I think they paid you to go to some foreign country, live with a relative, or some kind of family communal living type thing. This doesn't feel like the nunnery. It feels like you're going to live with others, maybe distant relatives. Wonder what's up with that. Okay. You went a little bit in servitude to some degree to this family. I think that they were extended family and you were like the governess or nanny for them. So you got out of the country. You went as a nanny serving something. So whatever was the money and funds that he sent, he did keep it in the family, even though he had to pay a price, pay a penalty. You. It's like your virtue was not besmirched. What the hell is that? Your virtue was not besmirched. So your reputation was still good. Some of this was on the hush. This wasn't publicly known. This was a person of close to power and wealth, taking more than they should, but also having the advantage of not wanting it to reflect badly on whoever was their superior. They didn't want to have it look bad on them either. So reputation's at stake here. Yeah, you were spirited away, carried away, big time, big time, big time. I think you went to live with your mother's sister. What I'm seeing here is somebody wanted to take you away or you to go with them. And this is a friend, but you said no. So you got very comfy here. You were surrounded and guarded and not let beyond a certain wall, so to speak. Here's the women surrounding you, or the family women, or the family, even the kids that you would have been around. And this person's wanting to call you back, perhaps call you out for some of this. And you're like, no, you wouldn't go. You were protected at that time. It's like, where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? This person is coming, collecting a bill, collecting a due, collecting something. You didn't know. You didn't know. You knew that your dad had sent you away for a while. You didn't know necessarily why. You felt a little bit lost, a little bit forgotten. You didn't understand why he sent you. I think your mom was dead long ago before this ever happened. It's like you made a choice but stayed willfully blind and there was grief and sorrow. What was the grief and sorrow about for you? Get out of the way. Why were you staying willfully blind about something? I don't think you wanted to go back to whatever that country was. It's like almost like you went from... And I don't know if this is exactly it. This is what I know to compare it to. It feels like you went from like England to Switzerland or something. I think you didn't want to go back because you loved where you were at. You loved being there. There was somebody of significance important to you, a younger man, somebody that was like a, maybe not a paramour, but somebody definitely a huge love interest that you were interested in here. You refused the offer when things got sweeter from dad saying, hey, it's okay to come home, come home, come home. I guess he did his time or whatever, but you say no. You said, keep sending the funds or whatever. If you need to, whatever. You don't feel like you're going to settle for the crumbs. You still have the gift and the benefit. And rather than going back, even though it was clear over there, he needed to come to where you were now. And that was difficult for him, but you didn't care. Like you had given up 10 years of your life, maybe more. It's like, yeah, no, you were established. You had your Romeo over here in the Switzerland zone, whatever that was. Yeah. In fact, you were gracious enough to invite him to your wedding. I think the family members that, like the mom's sister, they thought this was a good setup. They thought this person was good for you. No problem. I think you may have worried a little bit about the paternal interference now. Were you angry or just disenchanted? I don't know. I think you were just disenchanted. You had gained the skill to survive on your own, but learned the value of teamwork. You had to go somewhere else. Totally go somewhere else. Page of Wands says you called forward, sent the message, and that's fine. Very interesting. All right, I want to know more. We're going to get snoopier now, okay? We're going a little forward. You've got to be like mid-20s now. At the time that this whole wedding thing happens, you've got to be mid to late 20s at this point. What happens going forward? Still heavy burdens. Still feeling oppressed. A huge abundance of love, but still very, very much oppressed. Living near a river, a fjord, a waterfall, a water source, very, very much near there. That's fine, but that's where you were living. Princess of Cups, absolutely. I think you like this place. The literal countryside felt very natural to you. You like living near the water. It doesn't feel like the ocean. It feels like a river. Like, you know how you see mountains in a stream or mountains in big-ass waterfall. Something like that. The flow of the river was very good for you. Oh. This is why you felt oppressed. I wondered when I saw it, and I thought, is this what... You had a lot of kids. Each one of these is like, boing, 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 boing. You had a lot of kids. Like, a lot. Is this Nine of Cups literally a number, or is this just meaning many? Let's take a look. Because the Knight of Wands, charging, charging, charging. There's been a little bit of a loss on that one. I think you had 8 kids and lost 1, which back in that time period would have been good. As far as fortunate. King of Coins. This is your dad coming a little bit too late. It's like, I think he just grew old for a time there. I think you put up with him, but something fractured when he went away and you went to live with the aunties. They became your family. He screwed up. He was an idiot.
She put, I've got 5 in this life.
Yeah, you had 8 before. He sees you as still the daughter, even though you have like all these kids and you're doing your own life, leading your own life. He still sees you as the daughter owing a debt, not as a grown woman. It makes you a little bit sad. You know the truth of the situation. So does the husband person. He knows the truth of the situation. Your aunts are happy around you, and then there's this big old tower, but it's not indicating anything more than a death. I guess that's a lot, but whatever your dad had built that had gotten blown up, shot to shit, it just indicates his death after he comes to see you at this tower, at this waterfall, at what you've built. He's kind of a nuisance, not a crazy hindrance, and not really huge trauma. Just the sheer fact of the separation was more what was difficult when it first happened. It looks like you looked out for him, but karma kind of came full circle on that end for him. This is your son. You do have a son who resembles your father a little too closely in some of the ways he handles money and handles his affairs, and you worry about that. Your son isn't the oldest. He's the first oldest son, but not the first child. He's too much about hype. He's too much about ego. He feels unseen. This son broke your heart. These are, yeah, 2 of the big heartbreaks for you. Well, you have a lot of heartbreaks actually. Because your dad, the whole transition in your early childhood bothered you. This son also that wanted the glory breaks your heart. It's like he goes to battle. It's not good. It's not good. I don't think he dies in battle. I think he goes to battle, but I think he doesn't act as honorably as he should. I think he does something that's like a stunt for glory or for his own recognition, and it's costly. It's like you'd like to offer a new start, but you don't know how. It's almost like you're getting the history lesson again. You know how history speaks in rhymes? It's almost like you're getting the lesson again. Like, do you send this kid away? Do you let him have his consequences? What do? You don't want to send him away because of your own experience. It's just painful, painful, painful. And you really want some help figuring out what to do. Your husband's like, yeah, he needs to become a man. You're like, no, the kid just needs to heal. I think you become a matchmaker in some degree. Because here's this young woman. This is not your son. This is not your daughter. This feels like somebody that you would know of. You either visit the matchmaker or become one. Let's see what happens here. You're the one presenting the gift. I think you do a little bit of finagling and arrange something. This is what the story I'm getting is. It's like there's a hidden dowry. There's this woman that is be a good match for your son, but you're almost like having to do a reverse dowry for her to take him because you know she knows he's a little bit of a pain in the ass. That's really a trip. He stands strong. He will man up. He will grow up eventually, but he is a concern to you, and it's difficult. It's not going to be an easy thing for him. Is that your hopes and dreams? Is that how you wanted it to go?
This is beginning to sound very similar to situations going on in my life
now. Because history rhymes. It's time for you to rest, but yes, you are the one that balances the scales. You'll be the karmic balancer over and over and over. It's not a bad thing. Don't wear yourself out from restoring balance to people, restoring their capabilities and capacities. This card has come up multiple times, and in this is depicting you. Here it is again, in case you want to see it again. It's the Six of Coins. It's you as the generous giver. You as the one seeing where to give, where to not give, where to do wise choices to the best of your decision, and to make things as fair as you can. You see a broader situation because you had to see a broader situation early on. Your hopes and dreams would just be for healing and that people would be able to follow what they want and have their dreams. Your generosity isn't a liability. For the most part, it is an asset. You do have to have strength and wisdom in using it, though. You have to really pay attention because sometimes the heart is bigger and the strength that is necessary to step back to let the cards fall where they will. Sometimes that's difficult for you. Letting karma balance the scales and not just balancing it yourself. Sometimes you have to let karma in. Anything else? Fruits of the labor. This is where it's difficult for you to let people get their just desserts sometimes and let karma, who you know is bigger and more skilled, do it. That's what I've got. But this is who you were. Yeah, that's complete. That's what you need to know of that lifetime. Holy cow. That was a biggie. Wow. Wow. Yeah. You got quite the rundown there. I think you were happy in your relationship as far as your marriage. That's nice.